Hey guys, alrighty. So today was CPI day. Pretty just kind of flat data. Basically everything came in unchanged from previous month. So, if you think about last month was probably realistically too low just because of the way they were calculating the data. This month probably is pretty correct, which is showing a downtrend currently. So we'll kind of see where the market wants to go with that. I'm going to check and see kind of what we're thinking for rate cuts right now. Let's see. So as of right now, market is expecting pretty solidly next or 2 weeks from now that we will not have a rate cut. We'll just hold rates steady. And then let's look at the future here. It looks like the first rate cut is, as of now, 47% odds expected in June. So generally speaking, we're still holding steady. So that is interesting that that the market didn't really adjust off of that. Which I guess if you factor in the little bit lower unemployment rate that we had last week, it's kind of a give or take there. So overall, though, today, right now, ES and SPY, they did make a new all-time highs there when we had the data pop. We have not recovered back over the peak of the data pop, so that is at 70.36 and 26.045 area. Right here at NQ, we have a nice resistance area of 25.989 to 26.015. And also on ES, we have 70.23 to 70.24. We're trying to hold as a resistance area. I will be very interested to see if market holds this green, or if, well, that's a nice little random drop right there, or if we're going to see a downside move here. Generally speaking, we have really, really strong support from 69.97 to 70.06 and 8.54 to 8.95. Wow, can't talk this morning. Anyways, kind of watching that. That's our range right now. We have seen a lot of times on these CPI days that we do sell off. We don't generally hold the high. It would be, generally speaking, a little frustrating to see them sell this off today. We have been waiting for weeks now for the market to finally have a sustained breakout. And yes, besides the JPOW data we had on Sunday night, there really is no reason not to continue higher. So I'm hoping that the markets will push higher. But right now, with the fact that we have not rebroken the previous high off of the 830 candle, I do sort of worry that this might see a drop here. So generally speaking here at open, I do think we're going to see potentially, although, we got to remember almost every single 930 open candle is a big pump to the upside, but it does look like we could see a drop down to 7006 and 25.895. Alright, we're testing key support here. This is the 15-20 EMA support, that 25.925 area. If we get through that again, I think 25.895 is very plausible. When you look at the daily on NQ, we are setting up potentially right now a double top there, which could bring us lower. But, I hate to bet against the upside just because, there's no reason for this to really push lower. So there's a little recovery. Again, 70.23 to 70.24, and 25.989 to 26.015. That's pretty much our resistance to watch. If we get through that, then again, that's pretty bullish. If we don't, then, you know, we're sort of just in a range right now. I don't really see a good move one way or another. VIX does have a little pop there, so we could see this range resistance reject us. But as of right now, this is kind of just a little bit of a choppy range, and we haven't made a big decision which way we're going yet. My gut tends to tell me to buy the dip. I don't like to see VIX rise as I say that, but I generally believe in upside. ES looks a little heavier than NQ currently. Wow, why is AMD up 5% today? AMD is ripping. I mean, I know it's been getting killed lately, but that's a big pop. If this 5-minute candle, there we go, nice push, here we go. I was gonna say, if we can hold the 20 EMA support, that kind of on the 5-minute, the 25.955, I do like a long. I do think we could see a push up here. I wouldn't mind waiting for this 5-minute candle to close, maybe getting a small retrace, and then looking for the push higher. We do have some buyer. It's really flat though. It's tough to say. The sellers are trying to come in. So like when we sell below the 20 EMA, we actually have a decent amount of sellers that come in, and then it sort of just falls off. VIX continues to push up though, so we got a minute till this candle closes here. We're going to have a real tight 5-minute ORB range though, which is nice. That should give us a good setup for sure. Again, I would still be hesitant to long into 70.24 and 25.989 unless VIX is falling below 14.86 and we have really strong buyers come in. But again, upside is my general thesis, so I like the opportunity to buy the dip and push higher. But as you can see, every little push we get up here is sort of getting sold off pretty good. As I say that, of course, here we start going. See if we can get a long opportunity. I'll be curious to see if we can maybe back touch 9.55 and then get a launch up over 26.015. Okay. Buyers look good. Okay, so like 960 area, if we could retest that and bounce, I would generally like a long. We have good buyers. I don't love the VIX still pushing up, but that's okay. All right, looks like we're just gonna pump here. I'm gonna take the long. We'll see if I regret it being early, but there we go. I think we're gonna see a good size push here. And if not, I like the opportunity. I should have got in a little earlier to have a better stop loss, but that's okay. strong, aggressive buyers coming in. I do think we're going to see at least, really we should go see the high of the candle. We might flush lower first and then do it, but again, I like the upside here. Okay, ES is pushing 2 now. This is that pretty much big resistance level here. If we pump through it, it should see a big pop. ES showing a little bit of weakness. ES showing a lot more weakness. If ES can get a big bounce here off that EMA support of 70.18, we should be okay, but it looks like ES is, yep, ES is going to take us down. All right, got stopped. Well, so I have a weird, let me flip over to my other contracts. I had a really weird fill on my lead contract, so that one got stopped out, but my other ones are still in. Wow, I just looked at it. I had almost a 4 points difference from my lead to my followers. As I look at this, honestly, I think this is a fake out to the downside, and I think this is going to get bought back up. I just don't see, with aggressive buyers, I just don't see a reason to be short. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's see how hard they push this. I think at least 26,015 is very likely. Okay, some of them got stopped out there for 15 points. Well, no, one got stopped out for 20 points. I don't like the spread on my accounts here. Okay, so I'm flat here. So everybody took 20 points there besides my lead account, which unfortunately, like I said, got stopped out first. Man, there she goes too. I was right. Wish we still were in.
Order filled.
All right, we're back in the long here. All right, so again, we cleared 26,015. So now again, my upside really is 26,045. Honestly, ES is really holding us back right now. Well, trying to hold us back, I should say. NQ just looks really, really great. And I really like the upside here. I just don't see a reason to be short. But as you see, and that's why we got stopped out of my lead account last time, because ES is retracing and trying to pull NQ down with it. But once ES goes, then there goes NQ too. So let's see kind of where we go here. There we go. Nice push. Keep going. Keep going.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Yeah, ES just keeps holding us back. But again, I like upside. And even if we get stopped out, I still like the upside play here.
Stop filled.
Okay, got stopped out there. Whoa, that was a big rejection. That came out of nowhere. That seems kind of, that was an interesting sort of rejection there. I don't know how to feel about that. Well, if we step back for a second here, the range is still holding. ES, kind of starting to wonder if maybe ES is going to take us lower or not.
Order filled.
All right, I'm taking a short here. Mainly took the short here because VIX is pretty heavy And we are rejecting, and of course ES is also pretty heavy here too. I could be wrong. We could bounce hard off this ORB and EMA support here and push back to high a day, but I am looking for a little flush here. Yep, there's the pop. So I was looking for the flush lower for the 15-minute double top, and ES looking heavy enough. I thought we would push through, but it's trying to hold. Okay, well there goes VIX, there goes ES. Okay, this might see that downside. ES is really dumping.
Order filled.
Garage door open. Garage door closed.
All right, let's see if we can get our flush here. ES says it's coming. If we go lower, it should be 930 area.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
I really didn't want to get stopped out there. I was trying to trail it up, but it didn't work. So that was a good little win, though. I needed that. Man, I didn't want to get stopped out, though. That's what I knew it was going to flush lower. Okay, we lost ORB over on NQ. This is a tough one. I see the downside, but man, I just can't ignore that they're buying this dip either, and NQ does not want to go lower.
Order filled.
Okay, I did go ahead and take the short. If we can break through 950, this should see a huge flush.
Stop filled.
All right, stopped out there. I'll take that win though. All right, so that puts my funded futures at about 600 bucks on the day. So that's my profit goal. 2 of my Lucid are break even, and 1 of my Lucid is down 900. That's the one that had the bad fill earlier. So still got some work to do here. So we don't have any sellers just yet though. So now we're kind of coming into ORB support, that 930.75. And if you look at ES, we're sitting right on this 69.97 to 7006. So, you know, gotta be a little careful here on which way this actually breaks or does not break. I would say if NQ gets on board for the downside, this could get really, really heavy. However, as it sits now, it looks more bullish and that we're going to hold and push up. Okay, good recovery here. Kind of starting to think there might be a long on this next 5-minute candle. Starting to see an attempt at getting through support here. VIX is still pushing up. We're starting to maybe see some sellers peek through too. That 980 to 90 area is a good rejection zone, but it's tough to want to short into EMA support like we are right now. Though, again, downside seems to be the favor right now. Man, AMD's up almost 7%. That's a heck of a day.
Order
Yeah,
filled.
I'm taking a risk on a short here. Playing the rejection off of ORB, playing the rejection off Porty Control at 980, playing the hopefully we're going to see a big continuation flush lower. If we can break 930 here on NQ, I do think we have a pretty sizable sell-off, maybe down to 853 to 874 area. See if they can flush this final minute. I'd really like, if we can get under 930, that'd be pretty bearish for the next 15-minute candle. Realistically, under 949 would be very bearish too, because that would break morning demand and support too. Okay, we got data. I'm locking in a break even. Home sales coming in just in case. Okay, 15-point break even. I'll take that just in case. Ooh, there we go. Go, go. Okay. So I took 20 points there. Gets me back in some green. Alright, so we did not quite get through my level I wanted to see, though, but I think we're going to see continuation. We do have sellers coming back in. We could go back up to 975, but at least to 964 first. But VX and VIX are both pushing up. We have sellers. We have aggressive sellers on ES, something you don't see too often, actually. So, yeah, I mean, I do tend to like the downside. Yeah, bears are going to need to flush through 930 for the downside here. VX and VIX are still pushing up too. Oh, there's the rejection. I almost took it too. We're going to get in.
Order filled.
We're in. We're in.
Order filled.
Whoa, there we go. All right. Holy crap. Okay.
Order filled.
Okay, well, I'll take that. I'm out. I did not expect that nice and big of a flush, but man, I will absolutely take it. Great win. Was a little rough there for a little bit. But, you know, puts me in green. So that's puts me, one of my lucids is up 1,000. Two of them are up, crazily enough, 1,800 today. And my funded features are up 500. So great day. 2 more days till payout on these lucids. Super great. I'll see you guys tomorrow.